The beauty industry is finally moving in the right direction, and we're starting to see it all over the place. Companies and brands are prioritizing people and the planet, and it's just so beautiful to see. We see actions and decisions in the industry that's moving us closer to having cleaner ingredients, inclusivity, and protecting the planet. There's so much to share, and I cannot wait to dive into these stories and why they matter so much. If you're ready to create a salon business that thrives, but also aligns with your values of clean, holistic, and sustainable practices, then you're in the right place. Whether you're just getting started on your journey or you're already running a successful salon but crave more impact and clarity, this podcast is for you. I'm going to dive deep into mindset, systems, and strategies that help salon owners like you grow and scale your business while staying true to your purpose. Every week, we are going to have real conversations about the challenges, the successes of running a holistic salon. And I'll give you my insider tips. So if you're ready to transform your salon into a powerhouse of purpose, profit, and peace, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Impactful Salon Owners Podcast. I'm your hostess, Jacquelyn Rodriguez, and today I have a very special episode. So often we are hearing about the problems, the negative things that are happening in the industry, especially when it comes to clean ingredients and sustainability. And I just wanted to talk about the other side because in 2024, there were so many amazing things that happened to help us move the needle forward in clean and sustainable beauty. And that's what today's episode is going to all be about. I want to talk about the good stuff, the good news, and just highlight the companies that really made huge strides in 2024 to help us have better products, better environments, track things. Even we're going to talk about some of the laws that kind of went into place in order for us to have a healthier industry. So that is what today's episode is all about. See, not just for the industry, but for all of us. So you're going to see me looking down a lot at my computer. And if you're just listening in, no problem. You don't have to see that. But if you are tuning in on YouTube, just know I'm looking at my notes because there's tons to go over. Okay, so the first celebration I want to talk about from 2024 is inclusivity cosmetology education. New York was the first state to pass legislation in 2023 mandating that cosmetology schools include textured hair care into their curriculums. So that ensures that all graduates are proficient in cutting, coloring, and styling textured and curly hair. Minnesota and Connecticut followed in 2024, and California joined the movement later in the year in 2024. So now we have these states aiming to address systematic gaps in cosmetology training, which traditionally focused on straight hair textures. And we know this is huge. So why is this so great for the industry? Well, we know historically that the lack of textured hair education excluded millions of clients from receiving adequate hair care in mainstream salons. And this change not only is going to promote racial equality, but it is also going to expand business opportunities for salons by enabling stylists to confidently serve a diverse clientele. And this is so important because no one should have to walk into a salon and feel out of place, like their hair cannot be taken care of. So what else do we need to know about this major celebration? This shift is going to align with the Crown Act, which seeks to end racial bias hair discrimination. However, implementing these changes requires updating training materials, hiring educators experienced in textured hair, and ensuring hands-on education and practice for students. And these adjustments will take time, requiring funding, but they represent a major leap towards inclusivity. And as a salon owner, this is also going to mean salon owners, stylists, we are going to have to take this in and take it seriously and make sure that we get the proper education to adequately take care of everyone in our salons. So, what does that look like? Reaching out to educators, getting educators to come into your salon, taking online classes. This is no longer an option of whether you have done it before or not. It is going to require you to take the steps to get that education and practice and become proficient so that you have a space for everyone in your salon. So this is amazing, and I cannot wait to see more and more states bring this into their curriculum. So the next one we are going to talk about is the state level bans on toxic cosmetic ingredients. If you have listened to my podcast, I'll link it below, but with Hannah and I, we had a 3-part series. We talked about the Toxic Free Cosmetic Act, and we broke it down into 3 different sections. So if you haven't already listened to those, make sure you go back and listen to them because I break everything down much deeper. But the detail of this good news from 2024 is California's Toxic Free Cosmetic Act, AB 2762, bans 24 harmful ingredients, including mercury, formaldehyde, and certain parabens in products sold in the state in January 2025. Washington passed similar laws in 2023, which are considered the strictest laws in the US, banning PFAS, which is the forever chemicals, lead, and other toxic substances from cosmetics. Maryland and New York have also enacted the comparable laws. These bans align US standards closer to the EU, European Union, comprehensive cosmetic safety regulations. So why is this good for us? I mean, the measures are going to protect consumers from exposure to harmful chemicals that have been linked to serious health conditions, such as cancer, hormone disruption, and reproductive harm. So that's going to help the consumers, but this is also a really big win in the industry, especially as stylists, because we are around these chemicals 100 times more than our clients are. So this is a huge win for us because we can start to feel safer in our work environment. With them aligning stricter international standards, the US gains credibility as a market for clean beauty products. This also is going to push brands to innovate, leading to safer formulas and cleaner ingredients, which that is, that's a big deal for us. And what else do we need to know about it is just that. Companies are going to have to reformulate many products, like so many products, to comply with these laws. And the more that we have states shifting things and enforcing these laws, the more that these companies will have to reformulate. And I know that that's going to be a really big deal for some companies, but it's the safety of our people of humans and for the planet. So I really think that this is such a great, huge movement for us. It's also going to increase short term their cost. Anytime a company has to shift a formula or the containers that they're using to create safer for us and for the planet, it is going to incur a larger cost right there up in the beginning. But once they have everything figured out and switched over, that cost will also come down. However, the long-term benefits include greater consumer trust and expanded market opportunities for clean beauty brands. Advocacy groups are pushing for federal version of these laws to create uniformity across the country. And everything that I'm talking about here today, I am going to link the sources of where these are coming from for you, so that you can read on, further if you want, do your own research. These are just the things that I have seen happening over the last year. So number 3 is Green Circle Salons Mannequin Recycling Program. This is just really exciting news for me because these partners, the Green Beauty Community and Pivot Point International, are very close supporters of the nonprofit Green Beauty community. And I've just had a pleasure to be able to sit in and see these amazing changes that they have been committed to for so many years and continue to commit and make big changes to help us and make us a better environment for us. So they launched their program that recycles eco-friendly mannequins used in cosmetology schools. I don't know about you, but there's so many different mannequins we need, right? Like you need all types of textures, all types of lengths and colors and all of that. And then once you have used them, what do you do with it? So if you haven't looked, like I really highly recommend taking a look at the link, because the way that they come off of the mannequin head and you're able to just get rid of the hair portion is so innovative. It is truly amazing. And these mannequins this program addresses the waste generated by training mannequins, which are traditionally made of non-recyclable materials. So Pivot Point's new Cap series mannequins are designed to be fully recyclable, making them such a huge change in the beauty industry. And of course, why this is important for us is because beauty schools use thousands of mannequins every single year, which end up in the landfill. And we know that that is one of the worst places for them to end up. This initiative reduces waste while setting an example for how sustainability can be integrated into all aspects of the beauty industry. It also instills eco-consciousness in students from the beginning of their careers. Now, the other thing we have to, know about this is the program relies obviously on schools and salons to actively participate by returning these mannequins for recycling and making sure that they buy these mannequins and utilize them. Expanding this initiative to include other salon tools such as foils, applicators, and brushes could further reduce industry waste. So again, take a look at the show notes because I'm going to link it there. These are just really amazing innovations for the beauty industry. All right, number 4 on the list is Treoce University Sensory Safe Salon Program. Treoce University of Beauty Culture launched a first of its kind curriculum called the Sensory Safe Salon Program in 2024. It developed by sensory expert Kate Owens. This program trains beauty professionals to create welcoming environments for clients with autism and sensory processing sensitivities. Training includes desensitizing strategies, behavioral techniques, and understanding sensorial differences. For way too long, the beauty industry has overlooked the needs of clients with sensory sensitivities. This program empowers stylists to provide safe and comfortable services to a previously underserved group, promoting inclusivity and accessibility. It also equips salons with tools to expand their clientele base. What we need to know about this program is that this program can serve as a blueprint for other beauty schools and salons to adopt friendly practices. However, widespread adoption will require industry-wide awareness campaigns and training incentives. So just like the Crown Act, bringing all of that education into your salon or behind the chair. Like if you're a stylist and you are not making the decisions, bring this information to your salon owner and ask them if you can take this education. Or if you're a salon owner, I highly encourage you to bring this education into your salon growth in 2025. Again, this is not something that you can just overlook. It is something that is going to at some point be required. And I always love to either like be ahead of the curve or stay towards the front, right? Bring this into your salon, bring inclusivity, and it just makes a huge difference. So number five, we are going to talk about Sephora's sustainability efforts. So Sephora has committed to significant sustainability goals, focusing on 3 pillars: eco-friendly packaging, waste reduction, and reducing carbon emissions. The Beauty Insider Sustainability Challenge, launched in 2024, rewards consumers for recycling beauty products and choosing clean formulations. Why this is important? Let's face it. I mean, how many consumers are going to Sephora, including beauty professionals? They're a leader, and people are going to be shopping in these spaces like Sephora and Ulta. So it is huge for Sephora's leadership is as that major retailer to encourage their companies and their clients to adopt sustainable practices. Consumer-focused incentives like the Sustainability Challenge also increases awareness and participation, creating that whole ripple effect. It is going to do tremendous things for you when your clients start to hear sustainability coming from Sephora and other companies. For me, that's big because I am raising a lot of awareness in my salon because not all the stylists and not all of my clients know what I'm talking about or know that it's even an option. So for me, having Sephora lead this and start to raise that awareness is only going to further solidify the work that I'm doing in my salon. And I think it's huge. So with Sephora's transparency in tracking and sharing progress, it's going to build trust with eco-conscious consumers. So if successful, these initiatives could inspire similar programs at other global retailers. Now, number 6 is the Great Lengths becomes a B Corp certified. For everyone using extensions, we know that extensions were not always ethically sourced or with the right ingredients. So this was a big deal for everyone using extensions. Great Lengths became the first company in the hair extensions industry to achieve B Corp certification, scoring 103 on the B Impact Assessment. This certification requires their commitment to sustainability, ethical sourcing, and labor practices, fair labor practices. So Having B Corp certification is a really rigorous standard, requiring businesses to demonstrate social and environmental responsibilities. Great Length achievement shows that sustainability and ethical practices are achievable in the niche sectors like hair and extensions. It really does set a whole new standard for companies like theirs to follow. So, what do we need to know about this? Is maintaining certification requires ongoing improvement. So, that's what I love about the B Corp certification. It's not just a certificate they go in and they're able to slap on their products and then they don't ever get it tested again. B Corp certification, you have to continuously prove that your standards are staying like above board. And at any moment, if you show that you are not still committed to sustainability and all of the incentives like that, they can be taken away. It's not something that they just get forever, which is huge, especially when we're talking about, greenwashing. Yes, it's one thing to, get a certification, but are they truthful, transparent? Are they keeping up with all of the promises that they're making? And when you're a B Corp, you're not just setting like what you're doing right now, you also have to set goals and hit those goals. So, this is a great position for them as a leader in the market in ethical hair care. So, I love this. All right, number 7, Responsible Cosmetic Innovation Act. So, the Responsible Cosmetic Innovation Act was introduced to regulate cruelty-free claims in cosmetics. It sets strict criteria for what constitutes cruelty-free products, addressing widespread greenwashing in the beauty industry. So, like drugs, dietary supplements, medical devices, and food, cosmetic products are regulated on the federal level by the United States Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Historically, cosmetic products, assuming they were properly marketed, have not required significant compliance obligations for manufacturers as compared to, for example, dietary supplements. They really do have to comply. So the Cosmetic Regulation Acts of 2022, MOCRA, which imposes significant compliance obligations on the cosmetic industry in effort to promote public safety and public health. So, with significant portions taking effect on July 1st, 2020, MOCRA is arguably the most significant expansion of the FDA's regulation of cosmetic products in decades, because it had been so many decades before that change had not been made. Okay, so what does this all mean? The FDA regulations of cosmetic products include manufacturing, facilities, registration, serious adverse event reporting, product listing, safety, substance, and enhancement of product labeling requirements for safety reporting. These requirements will apply to manufacturers and marketers, among other various parties in the cosmetic space, who will need to carefully consider their suppliers' compliance obligations under these new regulatory requirements. So, misleading labels have eroded customer trust in the beauty brands. I know that it has for me. It's one of those things that I teach in the academy to really look a little bit deeper than just surface face, right? Just looking at the label has not always done us justice because they've not been transparent. So this act will ensure that cruelty-free claims are meaningful and backed by variable standards fostering transparency and accountability. So if this passed, this could align US standards with stricter global practices, such as those in the EU, making it easier for brands to comply internationally. Okay, so number 8 is L'Oreal's Sustainability Fund for Suppliers. L'Oreal launched a debt fund in partnership with Chevary Investment Managers to help its suppliers transition to more sustainable practices. This fund focuses on helping suppliers meet Scope 3 emissions reduction goals, which cover the indirect emissions generated in a company's supply chain. Now, this is super great for the industry because reducing Scope 3 emissions is one of the most challenging aspects of achieving sustainability goals. By financially supporting suppliers, L'Oreal ensures that the entire supply chain moves towards environmental sustainability and responsibility. This initiative also sets an example for other large companies to provide resources for their partners to achieve similar goals. So this funding is part of L'Oreal's larger commitment to achieving carbon neutrality by 2030. It reflects a growing trend among major corporations to address sustainability holistically, including the upstream and downstream impact of their operations. Huge part because as we know, L'Oreal is a big player in the beauty industry. And for them to start making these bigger changes and funding this type of incentive is going to make a big difference. And again, all of this is raising awareness and starting to move the needle towards better practices that everyone will start to get on board with. All right. And the next one is California passed the Responsibility Textile Recovery Act in 2024, creating the first extended producer responsibility program for textiles in the US. This law requires producers to manage the entire life cycle of their products, including repair, recycling, and reusing. It will roll out convenient drop-off locations for textiles across California by 2030. And this is super big for the industry because textile waste is a massive environmental problem, with 1.2 million tons disposed of annually in California alone. This law encourages brands, including those in the beauty-related textiles like towels and capes, to prioritize circular practices, reducing waste and environmental impact. This program is going to include fines for companies that fail to comply, and it's going to provide funding for research into sustainable textile solutions. Okay, for the next piece of good news in 2024, Paul Mitchell released their sustainability scorecard. Paul Mitchell Systems released its first sustainability scorecard in 2024, detailing its process in reducing virgin plastic use, minimizing landfill waste, and decarbonizing operations. The company also highlighted efforts to responsibly source ingredients and support zero waste goals. So this is big for the industry because transparency is key to building trust with eco-conscious clients. By sharing its progress publicly, Paul Mitchell not only holds itself accountable, but also sets an example for other beauty brands to do the same. So the scorecard emphasizes that sustainability is a long-term commitment. Paul Mitchell plans to release updates annually, providing consumers and stakeholders with ongoing visibility into their efforts. This I love so much, and it's all about that transparency, right? So this is something that you can look at and see how can you adapt this into your own salon. How do we make sure that we are being transparent and we're showing the progress that we have made year after year? I think that, like this said, it's going to build um, eco-conscious consumers' trust, right? Because there is so much greenwashing and we don't know what to trust and who to follow and what products to buy and purchase and support, because we vote with every single dollar we use. And when we're doing that, we want to make sure that the companies we are voting for are transparent, are responsible, are being held accountable. So for me, taking this and seeing what Paul Mitchell's doing, I want to start to look at how can I adapt that type of mindset into my salon so that not only can I be transparent and be held accountable, but I can bring my clients and my staff on a journey with me. Show them how committed I am as a leader of this salon to making changes and to shifting each year, because it's not sustainable to be able to do all of it at once and overnight. And we talk about this, I talk about it in the academy all the time. It's small changes that will make a huge impact, especially if we all start to get on board. If every salon that is listening right now starts to look at this and starts to just take one thing and implement it in the salon, and then set a goal for the next, month or maybe next quarter or even maybe next year, right? Whatever you can handle. If every salon listening can do that same practice, hold themselves accountable, bring their clients on that journey, raise that awareness, then we are making a greater ripple effect in the grand scheme of everything with sustainability, clean ingredients, and, with saving our planet than we are if one salon or one company like Paul Mitchell makes a big change and is transparent. Each of us making small changes will make a bigger impact than just one company. So keep that in mind. I think it's a really big thing, like small. What can you handle, and then stay committed. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is a really big one, and this is near and dear to me. The green beauty community became a nonprofit in 2024. And, I'm so excited to have been a small part of the green beauty community and, believing in it and supporting as much as possible. I'm so proud of Daniel and Hannah and Maisie and the entire board to put in all of this work to create a nonprofit that really is supporting the beauty industry. The green beauty community transitioned to a nonprofit in 2024, and we are still focused on creating and promoting sustainability within the beauty industry. And that is going to continue to include education, bringing people together, and it allows the status of the green beauty community to expand its influence and create resources that support salon brands in adopting sustainable practices. I highly encourage you to support the green beauty community and donate to the larger cause. So everything that is donated is going towards us being able to create webinars and create more accessibility in the industry to get the awareness out of sustainability in our amazing industry. So I will also link the donation link below. And that is a wrap for the amazing movement in clean and sustainable beauty that we have had in 2024. Now, going forward in 2025, we're going to have so many more amazing things. So if you are out there and you're doing something to be celebrated, message me. I want to continue to celebrate these big accomplishments, small accomplishments. Remember, all of those small things add up to big change. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it gives you a renewed sense of just excitement for sustainability and clean beauty in our industry, because I know I've been in it for over a decade. I know that it can be hard sometimes, and we're constantly hearing all that negative, like what's wrong with, the ingredients, what's wrong with the sustainability, what's wrong with you name it, we hear it. So I hope that this brings just that renewed sense of excitement to your day, to your industry, to your business, because it is possible and people are doing the work to make the change. So support these companies that you heard about, go out there, look into them, see what else is out there, and stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Impactful Salon Owners Podcast. I hope today's episode gave you valuable insight and inspiration to take your salon to the next level. Before you go, I wanted to remind you that the Holistic Salon Academy is opening up soon. So if you're ready to dive deeper into clean, holistic, and sustainable salon practices and build a truly impactful business, be sure to join the waitlist. By signing up, you'll be the first to access all of the details and exclusive content before anyone else. You definitely don't want to miss out. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this one, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps to grow the show and reach more salon owners just like you. And lastly, come hang out with me on Instagram at Clean Beauty Biz Coach, where I'm a real life person who loves to connect with you. I'm always in my DMs answering your questions and would love to chat more over there. Thanks again for being here, and remember, every step forward is a step towards lasting change. Until next time.